In just 3 weeks, Pepe hit a $1 billion market cap. It has pulled back to 700 million, but does this signal the end? Or, as people are saying, is the meme coin market really just starting to hold up? Well, we're going to break it down in this video and some interesting Pepe news as well. So make sure you watch all the way to the end. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, the Pepe Army. You've been killing it recently. So here's a challenge, 600 likes on this video. Let's break Pepe down. Let's see what's going on. But let's just have a quick look at the meme token market capitalization, up 1% of the day, $17.6 billion right now. So anyone who tells you that the memes are dead is absolutely talking nonsense. We see $1.5 billion in terms of volume. What do we got? Pepe down 6%. Now, we do know this time yesterday we saw a nice little run up on Pepe, but $482.3 million is the current volume. So it has just tipped down below that $500 million, which is in line with the market. We're seeing ETH around 9 million, Bitcoin around 13 billion. In terms of volume, we are actually seeing this down. But ultimately, with Pepe, we see a significant step up once again in centralized exchange volume, which we know with that Gemini listing now. Right now, only about 100K, maybe even slightly less going through Gemini. Yes, 772K running through Gemini right now. So we're still seeing relatively small amounts. At the same time, we're still seeing about 20 million run through Uniswap. So Qcoin starting to move up. Binance again getting hold of the lion's share of volume on Pepe. So what do we need? Well, we ultimately need some big news. Now, what we do have though is a real stark correlation between both Pepe and Doge that people are talking about. A lot of people have been putting it towards SHIB and kind of that launch in SHIB. Two very stark differences. SHIB was launched in an impressively aggressive bull market. We know that SHIB launched perfectly in the height of a bull market, whereas we know Pepe has launched in a slightly different space and Doge being the original. But it's a very interesting point in how it talks about both market capitalization and ultimately its rise to the top. It's one of the most popular meme coins that was recently launched is a frog themed token called Pepe. The token gained transaction amid a bear market and garnered a lot of support from various members of the community, despite its official website saying the coin is completely useless and entertainment purposes only. The absolute definition of a meme coin. Now, here's the thing. It's been driven ultimately by sentiment, by hype. And I think right now the hype is just cooled a little bit. I think the whole hype for cryptocurrency is just cool. When we see 30K Bitcoin, times were high. We saw March 6th when we sort of saw the top end of Pepe. Bitcoin was trying to retest those 30K levels. We have pulled back a little bit, but what's really impressive is we are seeing it take a lion's share of votes. The community is still incredibly strong in terms of what's going on with Pepe. And right now, and I've talked about this in a number of videos, that consolidation sideways is not a bad thing. It is building a healthy floor at this 1.8 level to 2.0 level, ready for a big push. A lot of people keep telling me we're going to see a big Pepe move towards the back end. And I genuinely think the Gemini listing is a step towards that Coinbase listing. That now, for me, is the oracle. That is the difference between a $1 billion market cap and a $20 billion market cap. And I think we could definitely see that if we see a big Coinbase listing. It says, days after Doge hit the milestone, the cryptocurrency proceeded to pump to a 0.0175, bringing its market capitalization to 1.98 billion before falling to 784 million when the price fell to 2069. Sound familiar? Sounds very similar to what went on with Pepe. Pepe pumped to a 1.88 billion market cap before then falling back down to 700 million. So very similar, this huge blow off on the top in terms of this massive hype running up to the top. We see some big selling, we see some smart money in the market that then bring the price down, and then we look for that level of consolidation. That's exactly what happened with Dogecoin. Then we saw the nice little bounce up, and then we saw it kind of come down and find the floor. So we'll have to see in terms of how Pepe moves out. But it says almost 4 years, the crypto has another run, breaking the previous record on May 8th, 2021. Token reached a market capitalization of 88 billion, and its price reached an all-time high of 73 cents per token. The price action is commonly associated with the bull run of 21-22, where token prices soared as BTC reached new heights. And again, this bit around Pepe building, and again, Pepe becomes a long-term play. It's listed on the biggest exchanges out there right now, and we could see, and I expect to see, another massive run in terms of Pepe. You can see here, unlike Doge, which took almost 4 years, Pepe launched in 3 weeks, hitting that market capitalization of 1 billion. And again, exactly the same happened. We pulled back from a 1.82 billion back to a $725 million market cap. So very interesting when you start to look at Pepe, when you look at it in terms of the meme coin space, and you look at it in terms of how it's done, it's followed the exact same trajectory as both Shiba Inu and Dogecoin, its predecessors that have ran exactly the same path. If you take a look at exactly where those two sit in terms of market capitalization right now, you see Dogecoin there at 10.1 billion, Shiba Inu 5.3. So there is definitely a slot right now for Pepe to move in at a $1-2 billion market cap as this starts to move up. What we need to see though, like I said, is those big exchange listings, those differences in the space, and ultimately we need to see another market sentiment that isn't Bitcoin testing 27.5k as opposed to testing that 30k range. So when we take a look, like I say, at the technicals of Pepe, we see we are trending in this chart here. Let me just bring this out a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. We talked about this on a number of days. We're trending in this sideways pattern. This is not a bad thing. This was obviously the gigantic run up, and these big spikes that people will say, well, these were, you know, people getting really hyped. This was probably Binance loading liquidity, Qcoin loading liquidity, big exchanges loading their bags. We know Binance $122 million worth of volume right now, holdings right now. We blew off the top as we came down, and we're looking for that level of support. We found it down here. This 1494 looks like the absolute bottom right now, but actually this 1791 level feels like the floor with this test around this 2124. So that's kind of what we want to see, this break to the upside with the market sentiment, and I think we start to see Pepe really start to move once again. Everyone calling a big run once again towards the back end as we see market push up and we see some positive news coming out. It could be an interesting one. Pepe, definitely the one I'm holding on to. I think we're in for a very interesting ride. I'm just starting to see more and more people really get on board and really believe this thing could absolutely run again. And that's what we need, community sentiment. So how do you support with that? You make sure you share this video far and wide. You subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and let's send Pepe absolutely back to a $1 or even a $2 billion market cap as ever. Thank you so much. Let me know in the comments though down below, where do you think Pepe is going to be by the end of May? I'm interested to know what you think. And as ever, thank you so much for your support. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a like. 600, that's the challenge, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care now. Bye bye.